Well, evening, folks. We are back out in the shop. We're doing something a little different tonight. So I picked up this new truck, and, well, it's new to me. And it's just like the truck, but got a bit of a stank to her. So not sure exactly how to describe it. It's not exactly a musty. It's like a musty plus something. I don't know. Anyway, it's not that enjoyable. So called a local detail place and was going to take it to them, and they do the ozone treatments. I don't remember what they were going to charge me. It was $75 or something. And I thought, you know what? I can just buy one of these things for an extra $40. And if it works, that's great. I have a new tool. And if it doesn't, I essentially lost $40. So worth the experiment in my mind. Best practices: car interior, 5 to 10 minutes once a week. Garage, 60 to 120 minutes twice a week. To remove tough odors, please increase treatment duration and frequency until the smell is gone. Well, let's run it for 2 hours tonight. See what happens. All right, well, we're just gonna set this thing on the console. Let's crank her up to 20 minutes, or 120 minutes. And then we'll come back out in 2 hours, let this air out really well, obviously. And then we'll see if this helped. Well, it's been about 2 hours. I thought it'd come out and extinguish the vehicle fire, but it actually seems that nothing's amiss, which is rare for me. But let's check this thing out. Should have turned itself off by now. It did. Oh. You can't see that, but oh, Jesus. It smells disgusting. And there's kind of like a haze in there, so I'm just gonna open some doors and then get the heck out of here. All right, we'll check in tomorrow. Well, decided to take the truck to work this morning, so it sat overnight, aired out, and got into it. And I gotta say, I don't smell what I smelled before, which is good. I will say, though, that there is a new smell in here, presumably from the ozone generator. And I won't say that it's necessarily bad. It's present, though. And I feel like I've smelled this before, but I can't actually pinpoint what it reminds me of. All right, well, here's the real test. This thing's been sitting all day. Closed up. Let's see what we got going on here. Funky smell from this morning still appears to be here. Definitely don't smell what was in here before. I just smell that new weird ozone-y smell. It's rather innocuous, but it's certainly there and odd. Probably gonna be running with the windows down to air this thing out as much as possible and then see what happens. All right, day 2, hopping in the truck. Still smells. I think what it reminds me of is like grain in water. Maybe like when you're brewing and you've got your wort going. Maybe something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna keep airing it out. I'll let you know how it goes. Morning, folks. Well, so this thing's been sitting open in the shop for a couple days. It still has that weird smell to it, and I'm not quite sure that I prefer the new smell. And the reason I say that is that the old smell, while it didn't smell good, didn't stick to me after I left the truck. This ozone generator smell does. Like, I went to the office the other day and, left the truck in the garage, went to my office, and I could smell that smell, like, on my backpack that had been sitting on the seat, and, presumably on my clothes as well. So, well, truck's been sitting a few days. Hopped in, does not smell nearly as much of that ozone smell as it did. Still smells. Can definitely, it's still present. Not really in a bad way though, so it's starting to dissipate, which is good. And I don't smell the old smell coming back. So I don't know, maybe this works. We'll keep checking. Well, good evening everyone. So we are back in the truck and it is day 31 after treatment. So we're a month in and I can still smell the ozone smell in here. Now it is not bad. It is not like it was. So it's dissipated and it's to the point where it doesn't really bother me. It's not an issue. Now if this were not a work truck, I might be irritated by it. But overall, it's not an issue. And the good news, the best news, is that the original smell that I was actually trying to get rid of, I can't smell that anymore. So that appears to have been eliminated, and that's awesome. So the ozone generator did appear to work for that purpose. Okay, so the other consideration was that I stated at one point, like I got out of my vehicle and I could smell that ozone smell on my clothes. So these two, this vest, this hoodie, have been in the back of the seat of the truck for at least, I think, 2 weekends, or almost 2 weekends. So it's been almost 2 weeks. And I don't smell that at, maybe a little bit on the vest, but definitely not like it was immediately after doing the treatment. So that smell does not seem to be really transferring to other things anymore, which is good. Now, I'm probably a victim of my own inability to follow directions, because the directions did state best practices, car interior 5 to 10 minutes once a week, and I decided to get a bunch of weeks, banged out all at once and go with a 120-minute session. That may have been a mistake in hindsight. It's quite possible that had I just done a couple of shorter treatments, that I could have gotten rid of the smell and also not introduced the ozone smell. We'll never really know, but if you pick one of these up, I would highly recommend just following the directions and not trying to just knock it out all at once. Maybe do a couple of different shorter treatments if necessary to get rid of the smell. Ratchet it up slowly. But anyway, overall, I think the product worked for the intended use, and I may just have screwed up the application. So I'm giving the Airthereal Ozone Generator a thumbs up, a recommend. Just go easy. Well, I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and until next time, farewell.